it's not even a mile, maybe a half a mile walk, but they make you walk through like these corral things, and you got to like walk away from the stadium for a while before you walk towards the stadium. It wound up being a good half an hour walk, but we got there. It was a really hot day though, so it was hot. Honestly, they should have just had the parking lot open because I thought the fan experience in the parking lot was going to be a big deal if they close the whole parking lot. But they hold the state fair in that parking lot, so I was like, it's going to be huge. Not really. For 82,000 people, they only had maybe 2 vendor sites and like maybe 10 drink/food things, and
Really?
a stage with a DJ and stuff.
Wow.
They had a lot of news things. Like if you like the Norwegians had a tent with their news people doing the sportcast, and there was a couple of those. So if you want to sit there like way behind the camera, you could.
Yeah.
But the lines for anything, forget vendors.
I'm surprised they didn't have a ton of vendors.
Yeah,
the amount of money they would have made.
Outside, they only had 2. Inside, they had more, obviously. But outside, it was disappointing. And if you wanted to get like a foam finger outside, you were waiting an hour easy, maybe hour and a half. I was like, I'm not sitting on that line. So we went right in the stadium. I stood online for a margarita for like 25 minutes. And again, my daughter gave me a drink. So I was like, all right, this is good. I drank that and like I went inside. But inside was worth it. It was good.
Did they have like dudes like selling shirts and like unsanctioned stuff? Like,
of course,
like,
yeah.
Oh, they did.
They had that.
Okay.
I was surprised on the way out. There was a lot. I thought so too. On the way out, there was a lot of like it's kind of like going to like an airport where the Uber guys are hanging around like the walkway. They're kind of whispering. They got like an Uber sign in their hand. I'm like, wow, they got in here. I was like, all right, because the parking lot was sold out, weeks before the game happened. So I'm like, I guess if you're an Uber guy, you bought a parking ticket to sit or to park in the deck. So that's what they were doing. So I was surprised that they got in there, but they were letting them do it, All
right. Now you said also there was a staycation. Do you feel better not going anywhere on vacation?
Well, like I said, after dropping that money at the country music festival and the game and the weekend CrossFit competition that it didn't work, I'd partied hard for June. I was like, I'll recharge, stay home, go out to dinner, go maybe a couple bars, do the local thing, and lick my financial wounds from June. It was good. I recharged. It was nice a week straight, no alarm clock, just sleeping in. It was nice. Sleeping in is like 7, but whatever. It's better than 5:30.
I don't like a good staycation. I don't like going places all the time. I'm a homebody.
Right.
I would agree with you.
All right. Guess we'll move it on then.
Yeah.
Let's go to the right to the panel question of the week. We're going to include you on this one, Brian. We'll let you start, actually. Oh, were you in the military, Brian? I'm sorry.
No, I was not.
Okay.
No.
What's the dumbest thing you've seen someone do? We can make it a general statement.
Well, you sit there and think about it. We'll come to you last in case you do have some input.
The bit we have at the end of the show, our little game, I took that into account, Brian. So we do have a great game that you can participate in that you might actually do better than us if you're a movie nerd. So we'll see. I am.
I'm not a military movie nerd.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't really watch military movies.
Yeah, taking a quick peek at it, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I already looked at it. I'm like, I'm going to get smashed.
Yeah. So, on a side note, unplanned, I'm also wearing a concert shirt of Pantera for a show I went to last fall at a PNC.
They put on a good show.
Pantera's good.
Yeah, Pantera's an excellent thrash metal band. I'm an 80s, 90s thrash metal, big four, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer.
Oh, sweet.
Those but all the rest too. Yeah, but Pantera was a little later when grunge had already came in and pushed them out of the way, and but Pantera hung in there with the thrash metal, so I'm a big fan.
I'd be more with you at that than I would ever at the barefoot country music.
Give it a chance, man. Drive cross country with that on, you'll love it.
I like I've been to country concerts because my ex-wife liked country, so she would subject me to go to these. And but I like a Tyler Childs or like that kind of like folky. Yeah, I can't do this like Zach Brown band. Although I like that Chicken Fried song.
It's a country song for sure.
It's fun.
Well, like everybody in the 90s knew Friends in Low Places. Some songs are like they transcend the music.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So I didn't go over in the intro. We'll swing to military real quick before our question, which involves military. A big part of this show that we started this show was because as VFW members, we are filming in the VFW Local 1451 here in South River. We're veterans and we're a veteran cause. We like to do things for the veteran community and their families. And as a VFW and as a podcast now. So that's the main reason this show's even together. So let's shout out to the veterans here watching and supporting. That's why we're here. So on that note, we'll go over to our panel question of the week, which does involve veteran activity. What's the dumbest thing you've seen a service member do?
No, I came up with this question. If you haven't noticed already, Ken's a great storyteller. So these questions are always going to be based on our experiences, but yours in particular. So
well.
you've had about 4 or 5 days to really think about it. So I'm really curious to see.
I just happened to wear a sleeveless shirt for a reason, guys. While in Korea, guarding the DMZ or DMZ, yeah, the DMZ. Anyway, the demilitarized zone in South Korea. My crew was the derelict drinking crew. Somehow, I have no idea how that happened. That was
Which is why you're a perfect fit here.
My clique in over there.
Forces Brewing.
So one night of drinking too much, we used to IV ourselves. I was a combat lifesaver certified, so we'd IV ourselves with the saline, and we'd play beer games. And we were discussing like something to do. I have a souvenir, second ID. I was in the second ID over there. Anyway, we were like, we should do something like get like tattoos or something. But we were broke GI, so we were like, we could do brands. Like, why not a brand? And at that time, there was not even YouTube where you could like research it a little bit and get an idea like how to do it and how to care for it and how long to stick yourself with it. But we just winged it and got somewhat lucky. But
wait, you branded yourself?
Oh yeah. It was like arts and crafts night. We got the clothes hangers.
It was like a prison tattoo.
Oh, 100%. We got the clothes
They have
hangers.
better technology in prison.
We had the metal clothes hangers, so we got we had our Gerbers and our pliers, and we were bending up our own last initial M there for Molina. And we bent up our things, and we got a hot plate because everybody had a hot plate in the barracks to heat up your ramen or whatever food you were cooking in your barracks room. And we
sure he wasn't. We're in a prison. Sure,
bro. That's the fucking wildest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It did not hurt as bad as I thought it would hurt, but I might have learned that on YouTube. I bet you can learn that these days. But what I did learn the hard way later, and I'll get back to the dumbest thing in a little bit. But I did learn that it takes a good 3 or 4 months for it to heal completely because it goes through all your skin. Like when you pull it out, you see fat. It looks like somebody took like a melon ball or just carved through your skin, and it's like in the fat.
Oh my god!
And it's deep. It was probably like a half or not half, maybe a quarter inch dug out of your skin.
Fellow teenagers, I have a great idea.
So as you guys know in the military, if you do anything dumb, here's a dumb thing. I'll cut to a dumb thing real quick. Side note: one of our guys in Savannah at Hunter Army Airfield, he was a cowboy, and he decided he wanted to go bull riding over the weekend and broke his ribs, and he got thrown out of the service for that because technically you're government property. So even if you get like a really bad sunburn and like you can't do PT or do your job, you're technically damaging government property, and they'll bust your rank.
Yeah.
So that guy got in trouble for that. So knowing that in Korea, I was like, this thing got so infected. And I'm caring for it every day. I'm cleaning it. I'm bandaging it the best I can. But sure enough, everybody was infected.
Yeah, dude, you did it with a coat hanger. Like,
the logic
was
like
brand new. He just bought it.
The logic was, it's going to be like cauterized. It's got to be sanitary. You boil things to sanitize them. It's got to be sanitized if they're red hot.
Word.
But it's an open wound, so you're gonna be sweating with it. So now I'm doing PT, and it's got pus on it. It gets stuck to it. You have to do push-ups and make like it doesn't hurt. And so I got through that. But so rewind back to the night we did it. One of our we had a lackey. Honestly, sorry if you're watching the show. I forgot his name even. I'm not even sure his name started with an R, but I think it might have been a B. But I believe it was an R. And this special needs person did it. He did it so you could read it when you looked at it. But you got to do it backwards. So you can put it on yourself. So he put his R on backwards. So after we did it, I was like, bro, that's backwards. I now remember it was an R because I was like, well, we can come back and do the bottom. You can say it's an 8 and make up a story for it because it's definitely backwards. Forever.
What? I was like, yes, for the people in the mirror. I want to look at myself.
For myself, it was before selfies. Now I had to do a selfie. It looked right. Yeah. So that was the dumbest thing I ever saw somebody do. A permanent brand on his shoulder with his last initial backwards. Yeah.
That's even worse than getting a shitty tattoo. That's worse.
Yeah, it's like that old meme. So what's it? No regrets or whatever. That meme there. It's like that guy. He was a no regrets guy.
But you were only 1 degree off of that. You just happened to have a letter that couldn't go backwards.
Dude. Yes, I got lucky. Well, I could have done like a W, and I would make up that story.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Oh, another side note. We covered this last week. This room gets very hot, and the air conditioning unit is a wall unit. It's very loud, so it interferes with our mic. So what we try to do now is blast the air conditioning before the show to cool the room off. And as the show goes on, we will get really sweaty. So I've already started. The glaze, as you see, has already begun. So the temperature is rising quickly here. It's very hot out in New Jersey. So that'll explain that. I told myself last week I'd bring I have gym towels. I have a whole drawer for them.
You start wiping down?
Yeah, I'm going to bring a towel from now. It's like, I'm not doing this all the time. I'm wiping the sweat on my leg.
Or we could have functioning equipment around here. What are you going to do?
All right, so I'm still on the mic time. Now let's hear your story. You've had a few days to dwell on this.
I did, and I couldn't really figure it out up until a few hours ago. And I don't know. This is kind of it was a dumb mistake, but it was understandable in a sense. So I was deployed 2008. And back then, as you all know, you can't drink while on deployment. But they did make an exception that year that on the Super Bowl, every
You had
service
2
member
beers.
was allowed to have 2 beers.
I was going to bring that up if you didn't bring it up. Because that's the dumbest story I've ever heard. I just didn't see
Yeah.
it.
So I
Got him
didn't.
promoted.
I didn't even bother having my 2 beers. I'm like, what's the point? Just nothing good can happen from just having 2 beers. So I turned it down. But a colleague of mine, I will not say his name, but I truly respect the man. A colleague of mine who had some responsibility in doling out the alcohol decided to partake in it and got way too drunk, allegedly, because it's
Hell
still
yeah.
not proven. And not only did he get drunk, but during the Super Bowl, which was around, at that time, it was like 2 a.m. our time overseas in Iraq.
Last call. That's the time to get hammered.
And we had this MWR tent just for our unit specific that had a couple TVs and lounging chairs, and it was full because the outgoing shift of the detainee ops, which was about 50 people, they went straight to the MWR tent to go watch the game and hang out. He walked in there completely shit faced, and he was a man of significant rank, so everybody was. And this is from third party. I couldn't be in there because I was actually on duty. But from what I'm told, everybody was like nervous because you can't tell him what to do. He's one of the bosses. So they just had to deal with it. And at some point, somebody ratted him out and snitched because we had our JAG office literally across the street from where we were housed. And then sure enough, eventually they showed up and detained him, but not before that. He ended up falling asleep on one of the private's bunks, throwing up on it. And then that's where they detained him from there. So it was a kind of a shit show. It was a career killer because as an officer, his official punishment was a letter of reprimand. He somehow, I guess they weren't prepared to do breathalyzers and whatnot. They weren't really function on that level. But it didn't show up that he had any alcohol, but obviously all the other signs were there. So he got away with it in a sense, but he still got a letter of reprimand for his actions.
No more promotions after that.
No, and I kind of felt bad. I was like a little disappointed. I was like, oh, you're one of the people we look up to. And then after some time has passed, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? He was extremely bored of the deployment. It was very low key, low tempo, low up tempo. And I know that wasn't his first deployment. His first deployment, he was out and getting in firefights, and he loved it. He loves going into chasing after insurgents. Like he was one of those guys. So he went to this deployment like a complete 180. I think he was just bored with it, and I still have deep respect for the man. And he was a great leader. He was one of my mentors, and he just slipped up that one at a time. So that is the dumbest thing that I've seen a service member do because it was irresponsible. But at the same time, I can understand it.
I gotta ask. I didn't never heard that he puked in somebody's bunk, which is awesome. That's like a college freshman move.
Yes,
Oh,
if you're out there,
College freshman and soldier.
at the
Not
time
too
was
far off.
No,
As
18-year-old.
as
This
like
one was at 18.
entities of human being, pretty similar.
Now, wasn't there also? I thought there was a harassment allegation around that too.
Yeah, because I should have. This is why I pick these games for Ken to tell stories. He's a great storyteller. I forgot to mention that while he was in the other MWR
While
tent,
glazing over how great this guy was.
he was slapping chicks in the ass.
Oh, by the way,
Which is the part now that it comes
BTW.
back, which is the part why they didn't know what to do because they were like young private females and they didn't know, you got this guy with high rank just slapping them on the ass. They're like, hey, good
This
job.
should be legal.
Yeah.
You're
so
not
they were
supposed to smack anyone on the ass without consent.
But again, other than that,
Correct.
totally a guy to look up to.
yeah,
Yeah.
minus the ass.
Yeah.
Also, if I recall, didn't he get relieved? And didn't you assume the charge of this prison you guys were running?
no, what happened was
That, that he's now in.
everybody
So-
everybody just bumped up a level
oh,
much
okay.
sooner.
I
So
thought you were the second, then you went to number one.
no. So I went as a regular platoon leader with like still a second lieutenant, which is like
Butter
nothing,
bar.
butter bar, to now I'm the acting XO, which is like you're supposed to have.
Yeah,
Years,
yeah.
You were an officer.
Yeah, so I was thrust into the XO spot. The XO was thrust in. Let's see, now I'm giving away the position, but everybody was bumped up a rank in the responsibility anyway.
They just want to dime out this stellar human being.
Still have
Dude.
respect for the man.
Clearly.
Smartest guy.
I'm just buzzed. I'm sure he's a great. I think I met him actually in El Paso when you guys deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
a nice guy.
he was one of those guys like,
Didn't slap me in the ass, so I feel kind of rough.
well, if you're gonna go to battle, he's the type of guy you want by your side.
Yeah, you want your ass slapped, right? Well, that boy.
Yeah, so that's my story,
All right,
Nick.
let's take it over to
I know
Nick.
you had some good time to
So,
think about it.
so I had a story that I thought about it, but then you made me think about another story that.
Oh, tell us too.
So I was in a small detachment so I was in the reserves, and I ended up in a small detachment because I was a detective in the reserves, and I had a bunch of skill identifier. I even went to traffic investigation school, so I ended up in the small detachment in Red Bank. Really great unit, but mostly NCOs. It was like a hidden gem. We would go to the range by ourselves. We'd be gone in fucking 3 hours and then go home. It was awesome. So when we would go to the range on a drill weekend, we'd have some fun. We'd go out. We'd partake in some libations at some point.
As GIs do.
Yes, and then well, one of the young ranking soldiers and our lieutenant was awesome. He was an awesome guy. He was hilarious, really young. Understood soldiers and how to give them autonomy, but also reel them in. Well, one of the privates, because we only had a few in our unit, drank an exorbitant amount of alcohol, and then
As GIs.
and comes strolling into the barracks at Fort Dix, and apparently he's like banging on the LT's
Oh, I thought this
door,
was really good.
and the LT was not there yet. He was out actually with the other guy, and then Q apparently he's banging on this door, and then he's drunk and he's like, "Let me in," and then he takes a piss on the door because the soldiers will not let him in,
Well, yeah,
of which he thinks is his door. And then
GIs
Q,
tend to do.
the LT, walking in with the first sergeant and basically all the important people, and
Is
he's
that
just,
while he was in the middle of streaming?
yeah, no, after
Oh,
he's
okay.
like laying on the floor
Oh, so he's
and
knocked out.
sleeping on the floor
Wow.
after he pisses all over the floor in the
And
LT.
he slept in his own.
Yeah, he
urine, or at
just
least
slept on the
nearby?
side
It's a
of the
heated
floor,
water
bro.
vent. Come on, guys.
Bro,
That concrete
it
might be
was
cold
the
if you did pee all over.
wildest thing I've ever heard.
So how did they like respond? They just kick him, like get up and get out, or
No,
did they go
dude,
formal
he was-
administrative stuff?
Yeah, I don't think they did anything formal with him because, like, the nice part about this unit is it was really tight knit, but he had a terrible day the next day. He was not having a good day.
Yeah, I'm
At all.
That
Yeah,
was
they-
echoed in his career, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was not good. I don't think he got promoted for a bit, but
Did he lose?
it was
rank,
kind of
though?
hilarious.
Did he get
No, he was a
an Article
private. He
15
was a
as a-
fucking. He just had a triangle.
Okay.
That's it.
Full on,
But
right.
yeah, that was
Plus private,
crazy.
as they say.
That was wild.
They get away with a little bit
That was
more
wild.
well, because they don't know.
That was a
any
little
better.
more tame than my man almost starting an international incident in the middle of Saudi Arabia. So
So we'll segue that into a national incident. We'll go into the news.
Oh.
Eddie brings
Yeah,
up this
yeah.
week an Army veteran lights a massive fire outside a federal ICE building. That was in New York City, yeah?
Yeah, so I read up on this quite a bit, and
I didn't know he was an Army veteran.
yeah,
Mhm.
he was in 2020 he was diagnosed with some type of medical condition, was living out of his vehicle, and recently the article was that he was looking at different spots in New York City to attack, quote unquote, but he definitely had obviously mental health issues, but more than just being a crazed loon. He had like really some deep stuff going on. But he walked up to the federal building in New York City. It was with the ICE headquarters for New York City area, the New York office, and he just dumped a whole bunch of gasoline. You can see the video. It's obviously, it's a little grainy, but you can tell what he's doing. Dumps a bunch of gasoline, quickly lights it up, and it just engulfed the area.
I'm surprised he didn't get injured doing it. A lot of times when people do that, when they throw the match, the explosion gets them.
It was
yeah, the
close.
fumes.
The vapor is what blows up, not the actual liquid that you throw
Yeah.
down. So people learn the hard way.
Yeah, and it was definitely close, and it was right at the entrance of the building. There wasn't people like immediately in there, but it was a high traffic area. And then he starts running off, and then as he's running off, they caught up to him quickly. And then when they detained him, they searched his vehicle and all the stuff he brought with him. He had machetes, knives, airsoft rifles, which he did shoot at some point.
Airsoft rifle?
And he did shoot them.
I feel like you'd have that that's like a suicide by cop situation.
Yeah,
That is the
You're not
lead.
gonna
a
win that
machete
gun, but you can't get shot
and
for
an
it.
airsoft gun.
Yeah, that is the lead.
Yeah, that
theory,
is
it was
suicide by
that.
cop. Most likely.
So they detained him, and he's facing a serious count of arson. But the judge presiding did mention that he's a veteran, and that should be acknowledged in it. So we'll see what goes on. But it quickly caught fire in terms of the news.
Yeah, he clearly needs help.
Because he was also wearing a
Legal
shirt.
help.
He was wearing and some type of anti-ICE shirt, said something about "get out of here, ICE" or whatever it was. So he came with a political message.
Radicalized.
Yeah. So the extent of his mental health issues is not yet determined, but obviously there are some. So it's wild stuff.
My gut says it's somewhat serious. Brian, you were going to chime in?
Yeah, I saw a video today actually about that same guy, and I
Mhm.
think a couple weeks ago, maybe 6 months to a year ago, he got arrested in New York City
Really?
for racial slurring and all that.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
Wait, the
park
gentleman
somewhere,
that lit the ice thing. Yeah, he's clearly has mental
Yeah.
health. He needs
Radical leftist racist.
needs help.
Who
Probably.
knew? Who knew?
Yeah, he probably needs help. I think.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
so the video was servicing at some point today, and I was watching it.
Well, this whole ICE thing is just complicated because, like, you also don't have like local police force due to governors not
Oh yeah.
so like
Particularly in a state like New York or California. or
yeah, so that
Yeah.
creates an issue.
Yeah.
So like, and they don't know local municipality law because they're not like cops. So I was a cop in the Army. So there's like regs there's rules for everything.
Sure.
There's rules on how you can conduct searches, and I imagine those rules in ICE are probably different because these are not citizens of the United
Well, I'm sure
States.
there's
I don't
federal-
know. I
there's
imagine
gotta be
there's
federal
federal things, but I
regulations.
imagine there's like purviews that they work within
Yeah.
for a certain for particular statuses of people who aren't citizens that are different than how.
I'm just saying, I figure like
Yeah.
like the ICE headquarters in, let's say, Texas, or one of them, any one
Yeah.
of them in Texas or in a blue state, they're going to have local security, police
Yeah,
securities, and the people will be able to get that close, and they'll get approached before they're able to get that close with flammable liquids and whatnot, and question. You would hope, at least way more likely in a state like that than New York, where New York they're on their own. Mom Don
Yeah,
is
so
gonna
that's
say,
what
listen, good luck, guys. You got your
Well,
own
in the
security
city,
details."
in the city, they're on their own. I don't know how Hochul. I think Kathy Hochul is the New York City.
Yeah, well,
governor.
she's obviously.
I don't know how
the-
she
yeah.
handles it, but yeah, I don't follow New York governor politics too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, but I think this situation also highlights the homeless veteran thing, which
Yeah,
is
that
like
too.
obviously if you're homeless, you're a veteran, there is a good chance you have mental health issues. Sometimes it's not always that cut and dry.
Well, this guy
But-
clearly has like issues, and that goes
Yeah,
into
yeah.
and that goes actually segues perfectly into services and like disability compensation and these things that soldiers need when they come from these deployments.
Yeah,
or
we covered a
things
lot
like
of that last week, and we want to cover it at most of our shows. We're going to in a moment with
Yeah.
Ryan, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
We're going to talk about another
This
service.
is going to segue
Another
actually
segue.
perfect.
Roll right
Dovetailing
into it.
right into
Smooth,
Brian.
so
Yeah.
smooth.
It was all planned. I
So
swear.
Brian,
Without
what do you
further
do?
ado,
How do you
Brian.
service people?
I'm going to need help from this pronunciation. Reingelt?
Reingelt.
Brian Reingelt, of Operation Canine Beethoven. And he'll go in more specifically about what he does for servicemen with these canines. And let's talk about it.
Well, thanks for having me on. I've been
Thanks
seeing
for
you
coming,
guys in a
brother.
while.
Yeah,
Haven't seen you in a
the
while.
honor's all ours.
Always a pleasure seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Finally meeting you. You guys got a great program. And, Operation Canine Beethoven was founded with the purpose and the mission to help our veterans one pull at a time. Our veterans, our servicemen and women have done so much for us. I didn't serve, my father did. So I thank you guys for serving
Privilege.
this great country that we call home, So Operation Canine Beethoven was founded along with a very good friend of mine, Arpi Cortez. He's the president and founder of Operation Canine Beethoven, and it's named after his service dog, Beethoven, which I know you have met, right?
Yeah.
You have met as
Yes,
well,
I
right?
have. Yes.
And
At
so,
the concert.
yeah, so our goal is really to, have our veterans who suffer from PTSD, depression, and anxiety to apply to our program. And then when that happens, after the application process, you can go to operationcaninebeethoven.com. Our application is there. And we work with rescues. We work with the New Jersey Boxer Rescue, the Golden Retriever Rescue of New Jersey. We work with many shelters like the Bergen County Animal Shelter in Teterboro. We work with shelters in Newark as well in Jersey City. And it's our goal that we are saving two lives. We're saving the veteran's life, and we're saving the dog's life as well. And it's also very costly too. On the average, it's about $10,000. I mean, those costs include, whatever fee it is to rescue the dog from the rescues, veterinarian bills, training is our biggest, cost. So it can exceed the $10,000. And then, once, the veteran applies and we have that phone interview, we get to know each other. Then there's a process. We do a home inspection. After the home inspection, we get to know the veteran even more. We have a great trainer who will then contact, the veteran and try to get an idea of what their lifestyle is. Do they want to bring the dog to work every day? Is it a younger veteran where they like to hike, work out, go fishing, whatever the case may be? So we try to pair that veteran with a dog who has that kind of temperament. We've given dogs to our older veterans who, they want to walk around the block or they want the dog to be a couch potato, So it's all about finding out what the needs are for the veteran. So far to date, we've placed 27 dogs.
Wow.
And we're working on right now. That's going to be quite special. I was telling you prior to being on the air with you, Eddie.
Yeah. Now, before you get into that, I just wanted to double back. Like, I know you must, or I assume you get more applicants than you have dogs. Like, how do you make that decision? And is it tough? Like, who has to make that call?
It's tough.
Oh, it's more.
Oh, really?
Getting
It's
the
tough.
applicants.
I mean, when we first started this, we thought the
So you
money.
think you're turning a lot of people away? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're not turning anybody away.
Oh,
we
wow.
don't have a waiting list.
Really?
It's when we first started this, we thought, okay, before we became a 501c3 not-for-profit, we thought, okay, in the beginning, it was going to be hard to get money, right? Because we don't take any money out of our veterans' pocket. All the money that we get in from merchandise sales, from our fundraisers, to motorcycle shows that we go to like the concert that we did here, it goes all back into the program. I mean, everybody at Operation Canine Beethoven are volunteers. We don't take no pay.
Well, at 27 placements, you're looking at over $250,000 if you're doing the math at home.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, the problem is that, I can say this on a personal level, being a son of a father who was a 3-time Purple Heart United States Marine in Vietnam. They have a hard time asking for help, right? So, we did well with the money aspect, but we still continue to struggle with getting the applications in. And then being on shows like this, surrounded by veterans, which I'm sure you have a huge veteran following,
Working on it.
And so, going on shows like this and podcasts like this, we're here to help you. We will walk through the entire process from the beginning to the end. And our goal at Operation Canine Beethoven, it's not like, here's the dog, have fun, see ya. No, we want to be a part of your family as long as you want to be a part of us. And if there's something that you need, we all fall down on hard times. If there's something that you need, a bag of food, you need some treats, you need something.
Now, do you have any insight into the thought process a veteran goes through in terms of where they went from they never thought about getting a service dog to reaching out to you guys? Like, do you have any insight into what their process is?
Their process is, they're seeing a psychiatrist, and they've thought about it, right? And so they talk to their psychiatrist about it, or maybe they talk to a fellow veteran who has a dog from us, and they went through the process. And then, we have on our board, we have, 2 veterans that are on our board, and so sometimes we, have those guys call because, listen, I can only imagine what you guys have been through. I have never been through it. So I think from a veteran to a veteran, a brother, a sister talking, that's always the most important thing because you guys get it.
Sure, you get a third party to intervene and kind of hold your hand a little bit.
Yeah, you get it. And so, we're always looking for, applicants. And like I said, you can go to OperationCanineBeethoven.com. But on the other side of this program, we have a therapy dog program. And so we have a bunch of volunteers that go to schools, rehabs, nursing homes, veterans homes. And we have a therapy dog team where it's headed by Chris, as you know, Chris.
Of course.
And, Duffy, who is deaf. And they go to deaf schools to teach kids that not only human beings can have a disability and live a beautiful and wonderful life, but a dog can have a disability and live a beautiful and wonderful life. And, I've gotten to see over the years the impact of what these dogs do. They do amazing work. We have a veteran in Toms River we gave a dog to a couple of years back. that actually was featured on Jersey 12 News. And that veteran didn't go out. He would order all his stuff on through Amazon. And then he got Clementine.
What is that?
His life changed.
Oh, that's the dog's
That's
name.
his
Yeah.
dog. Yes, the dog's name
Then
is
he
Clementine.
got a bag of Clementine,
I was
Yeah.
just
and
saying.
his life changed. He was like vitamin C.
You know, and he's going out now. He's living life.
That's
He's
beautiful.
working on his farm.
Awesome.
You know, and
Nice.
you know, we always stay in touch with our veterans that we've given dogs to.
I gotta imagine that charges you up when you see that success, that life changing, altering.
Yeah, it's humbling. You know, I don't, it's not like I want the pat on the back, but there are stories that that you hear, and then you're sitting at home, and it brings a little tear to your eye. I mean, listen, my father always told me, real men cry.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's been a wonderful ride with everybody, and we just want to continue our mission, continue to do what we do, helping our veterans one paw at a time.
And what message would you give to a veteran who's on the fence that maybe he's heard about it or is not sure if it's right for him or her? Like, what do you want to tell them?
Just reach out to us, call us, talk to us. We'll put you together with our board members, like Ed Ebel. He's talking to a veteran right now. And
Where's your furthest placement you've had?
the furthest?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was a return,
Oh,
and I think that was in my God, where was it? Somewhere in, I can't even remember, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It was so early on that we kind of ring back a little bit. So we
Did you
just
have to
do
retrain the
Jersey.
dog?
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
it just
replace the
didn't
dog with
work
something
out.
else?
It
Okay.
didn't work out, and it was an issue, and it was a problem, and it could have been a really bad situation, and we don't want to put a dog into a bad situation that it already was in, being and living in a shelter.
Yeah.
So we don't want the returns, because then we lose money on that,
Yeah.
and resource and time, right? So we don't want the returns, and so we walk through the whole process with them, what to expect, and we try to set that veteran up for success. And
Out of 27, how many returns has he had?
we've
Is
had,
that like a common theme, or is
no,
that,
it's not a common theme whatsoever. It's going to happen.
Sure.
I mean, I think we've had 2.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good percentage.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then,
High success rate.
Like,
yeah, I mean, people ask me all the time, "Oh, you must have a waiting list." Don't have a waiting list.
nobody applies for things. So I was a school teacher for a long time, and I tell the kids all the time that you will most likely win the scholarship for the essay contest because no one does contest.
Yeah.
And then they win, and they're like, "Hey, I got $5,000." And veterans are the same. Like they don't, like when it comes to aversion to paperwork, like VA disability, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference between a service animal and a therapy dog? Like, is
So
there a
psychiatric
difference in
service
status?
dog goes into training to become a psychiatric service dog. They learn a task where once they complete that training, they can go into restaurants, they can go to hotels, they can be on planes, they can go anywhere. Where a therapy dog is just with a handler, and they go to schools and nursing homes, and they're trained. They have to be trained. They have to have a good temperament to go into those places, because it's a lot of doggy, hey, how are you,
sure.
pet, and
You gotta be okay with that.
the dog has to be okay with it, and so the therapy side of it is that they can go into those settings, and they can do their thing, and they can bring the love, and bring their kisses, and make somebody happy, because my father was in a nursing home. He was in a veterans nursing home in Paramus, and my father was the first one to meet Beethoven. And so when I met Arpy, he promised me that once he can get into the veterans home, that he will make sure that my father's the first person to meet Beethoven. And during that time, it was 2020, there was an upper respiratory infection going on, which I think at the time it might have been the start of COVID. And so they reopened up the nursing home in about February. And Arpy calls me and says, "Where's your father? What unit? What floor? What room number?" He kept his promise. So I called my father, and I was like, "Hey, you're going to have a little visit today." He goes, "Oh, is it you?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Shit, I really wanted that pasta voujoule soup that you always get me." So about several hours later, I call him up and I'm like, hey, how was the visit? He goes, it was the best wake up call I ever got in a while. And unfortunately that April my father passed away, but he always talked about that visit.
Awesome.
And to just, go into that where how great Arpy is. My father passed away in April and he brought Beethoven to my father's wake. And my entire family loved it. They thought it was a great little touch.
Yeah.
And my family to this day talks about it.
Oh, well, they should.
And how great and how soothing. And my mother at the time, she's no longer with us. And he took Beethoven to my mother's wake. And all my cousins and, aunts and uncles and all that stuff, they talk about how great it was that Arpy brought Beethoven into the funeral.
It was great.
How'd you get started, kind of pursuing this?
Well, I met Arpy in 2020. My parents were selling their house because my father was in a nursing home. The house just became too much for my mother. My brother and I, we were out of the house at that point. And she didn't want to really have to rely on us to get things fixed and this, that, and the other thing. So collectively, as a family of the four of us, we decided to sell the house. And so growing up, we had dogs. We had, kennels. We had, bulls and stuff like that. And my brother reached out to someone in Hasbrook Heights, and that woman reached out to someone, and this guy and Arpy knew each other. And so Arpy came, he pulled up in front of the house, and on the back of his truck, I see Canine Beethoven. And so he got out of the truck, and I was like, yeah, but you have a dog? And he's like, yeah. I was like, can I meet the dog? And he goes, absolutely. Brings Beethoven out. I says, oh, my mother would love this. I says, after 40 plus years of the good times and the bad times, all the holidays, my mother's a little stressed. She's a little depressed because she's moving out of the house and going into an apartment, right? I said, would you consider bringing Beethoven into the house? And he goes, absolutely. So he went in. I said, hey, Mom, I got a little visitor here. It's Beethoven. And Beethoven just sat there as my mother was just petting him. And you can see the reaction on her face go from sad, depressed, to happy, right? And instantly, he and I became friends. So we started talking. My father's in the nursing home. He was telling me that how he used to go to the Actors Guild nursing home in Hackensack, and he was doing his thing on that side of it. And then it just spiraled to where we are now. And he, got somebody involved who's a veteran, Marine veteran, and he did a great little video with Bergen County Harley-Davidson called A Veteran's Journey. And I really recommend that you watch it. It's on YouTube at Operation Canine Beethoven. And after they cut, he had a dog, and someone asked him, what do you want Operation Canine Beethoven to be? And he goes, I just wish that every veteran can have a dog like I do. And it sparked it. And then from that moment on, we are where we are.
Now, I know that I know a lot of people that assume or believe that service animals are just there for comfort and just to keep you occupied. But you were talking earlier about how some service animals actually provide specific tasks and duties. Can you talk about some of the things?
Provide a certain task for whatever that veteran needs are. He'll speak to our trainer, and they'll come up with a task, and they'll come up with some form of like a block. And that's when we have a great trainer. He's Behavioral Plus, Frank. He's located in River Edge, New Jersey, and Caldwell. He's been doing this for a very long time, and he gets the veteran side of it. He's not a veteran, but he's helped veterans in the past, and so they form a relationship and they start going to training together. Instead of sending the dog out and then bringing the dog back, every trainer that I've ever spoke to, the easy part is training the dog. The harder part is training the human being, because that human being has to do the work. That dog, the training never stops. It never stops. It's a continuous thing in life.
Yeah. Cesar Milan says the same thing.
In my unit, my commander was a cop, a canine cop. So, one of the LTs was a canine cop. So he would train his bomb dog all throughout the Humvee area and like hide little C4 stuff, so it could smell it. So yeah, you have to train them all the time, and if you're not disciplined to that, then they lose what their gift is. That's
You got to do the
on.
homework.
Yeah.
You gotta, you gotta do the homework, and training never stops. And we always say, listen, if you have to do a refresher, let us know. You can call Frank's office, and you can go in for a refresher. And then so it's and just seeing all the ones that have been successes, and then hearing their stories about how it's helped their life for the better. It gives you a little chill.
Yeah.
It gives you like, all right, we're doing something.
And you definitely are. That's amazing.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
doing beautiful
you know,
work, Brian.
and it's a great feeling. I mean, I didn't serve because my father told us growing up, I did it, so you didn't have to do it.
Word.
I was like, hell of a man.
He was.
So I think
still is. So
Absolutely.
looking down on us. Yeah. So I guess one takeaway is that if you're a veteran and you're thinking about it, reach out because they have the capability of providing. You just don't have the applicants.
yeah.
How long is the process?
That
Typically,
varies. I mean,
from
there's not really a set, time. It varies. It depends on schedule. I mean, obviously, we know that some of our veterans have to work too. So, they would set up a schedule with Frank, the trainer, and his staff, which his staff is amazing people. And so they would, set up a schedule with them. So it can vary. And, it could be 6 months. It could be a year. It all depends on how they're doing with the training.
Out of curiosity, are you currently training a dog or dogs that you have like in the wings in case somebody does call?
Yeah. So right now we're speaking with a veteran who our trainer met, and he has a dog already, and he suffers from seizures, and he forgets to take his medication. So we are starting a campaign to raise money so that this dog can carry or put a watch around his neck so that when he hears that alarm, it'll trigger the dog to go and like kind of
tell them.
tell him, hey, time for your medication. So we're starting that, and that's going to be costly, and that's going to be probably a good 2 to 3 years of training. So I know that we're working on the application now. Just like everything else, there is a process. And from what I've been told, as early as today, the veterans on board.
Awesome.
So now we got to raise our money. We got to.
On average, how much does that stuff cost?
For something like that is about 20,000.
Oh,
I'm talking 2-3 years.
We're talking intensive training, and so, it's all about when the veteran comes home, these dogs help get them back adjusted to life, civilian life, and so that campaign is running now. A lot of information is going to be on our Facebook page. A lot of information is going to be on our website. And so, we're working on that now to really kind of get that money in and get this dog to be that guy's, right-hand man, So it's we're doing it.
Yeah, looking forward to see how that develops. Where can people find you and reach you, and what's the best social media handle they should go
So
to?
the best social media handle is our Instagram page. It's our Facebook page, Operation Canine Beethoven, our website. You can go on our website and you can buy some merchandise. We have shirts, we have hoodies, we have long sleeve, we have challenge coins, we have beanies, we have all kinds of stuff.
Get you some merch, people.
And we always, looking to like maybe get some new merchandise in there as well. Like I said, all the money goes back to Operation Canine Beethoven. In October, we have one of our biggest fundraisers, which is a Tricky Tray, which is located Saddlebrook VFW Post 3484 on Market Street. So we're gearing up for that. And, we're around a lot in New Jersey doing motorcycle runs. We're one of our biggest supporters, one of our biggest people is Bergen County Harley Davidson. They do a casino night for us in November. And, we have one of our probably our biggest fundraiser that we've done is that Milwaukee Leather donated a beautiful extra large leather motorcycle jacket.
Oh,
And
You're 3X, I'm a 2X.
yeah, and a renowned artist, Jonathan Plantillon, painted Beethoven's picture on the back of, art and all that. and did this beautiful photo of Beethoven. And I have to tell you, I've seen it in person. The pictures I've seen don't do any justice. And so you can, reach out to us at, K9Beethoven@yahoo.com for tickets. And then you also can call us at 201-986-1111. And, we have tickets on sale currently. So all the money goes right back to our program. The value of that, I believe, is $2,000.
Very nice.
And I believe in December, we will go live at Saddlebrook VFW Post to pick the winner. The winner doesn't need to be present. The Marine Corps League is going to LCPL Baker Detachment. They're going to be pulling that ticket for us. So there's a lot of exciting things happening at Operation K9 Beethoven. And so, give us a shout,
Awesome,
apply, just fill out that application, get it moving. We're here to help you.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate your time.
Thanks, my
Yeah,
friend.
I'm not going to run you out here yet. We still got more to do here.
Oh yes, we do. So it's Operation K9 Beethoven. Look them up; they're all over the place. Great people.
Doing
We've
great
been
work.
associated with them for a couple of years now. We actually met at the convention a few years back, and it's been great ever since. But yeah, Ken, we're gonna move on to our bit of the week,
Here we go.
which based on
this. And I'm good
talking
at
to you
movies.
guys,
I am good at movies.
based
I'm
on
not
what I'm
good at
hearing,
movies.
no one's going to do very well at this except for me because I know the answers in my pocket.
Our
just gonna
loyal fan
embarrass
out
us.
there will do better than us, but that's all right.
Oh,
So
yes.
what we're doing here is we have a list here of 15 characters from military movies. I assume these are all non-fictional, based on true story type movies, or is there some fictional movies?
I don't
These
know.
are all mainstream Hollywood blockbuster type movies
I
for
see
the
one-
most
I
part.
see one in there
Okay.
that's that
There-
is not real.
There is
I
a
wish
couple.
it was cool. I
Yeah,
wish
yeah,
it was real. It's a cool
Yeah,
universe.
I saw a real name or two in there, but I wasn't sure.
These are all the main characters.
Yeah,
The main characters in these military themed movies. Now, most of them are blockbuster movies. Some are based on true events. Some are just complete fictional military movie, and some are sci-fi, borderline fantasy.
I'm going to
movie.
rotate between like 2 or 3 movies throughout the whole list.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
about to hit once.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a tough one, just based on what you guys are saying.
Dude,
But
this is gonna be
I
so
It's all
hard.
right. Brian can play. He'll probably beat us.
yeah, if you're a
Big
movie
of a
guy,
movie guy.
Oh, here we
yeah,
go.
you're
You
gonna
never know.
struggle. You're
Never
gonna
know.
struggle
The
with
answer's
this.
there.
No, they're not. Sadly, they're
I
not.
have it right here.
He's got him there. Okay.
Right here.
All right. Well, number one.
Well, look, can we do an over under on how many you guys get collectively? Because I don't think
Glancing
you'll
at
get.
it, I'm
Bro,
gonna say
glancing?
1 or 2.
All right,
Maybe 3, and I'm being generous to myself.
all right. So we'll go with 3 is the over under.
Okay.
Let's do it.
If you
All
get
right,
above
number
it,
1,
we'll get you a free Armed Forces Brewing beer.
Captain John Miller.
John H.
Captain
Miller.
John H. Miller.
Now, if you talk through it, if you're like, "Why does that sound familiar?" and
Doesn't
maybe
sound
you
It
guys
doesn't
come
sound
to
familiar. It sounds like the most
clues.
generic captain
Yeah.
name ever.
Oh, that's a start. That's a clue. It's generic.
All right, I'm
So
gonna-
that's telling you that it's probably not a true story. That it's, but you got to think. You got to think it
that
through.
sounds like a hint that's going to blow out my guess. All right.
Well, I will tell you that it is not based on a
Ooh,
true story.
All right.
Forrest
However,
Gump.
it's loosely
No.
based on
That
stuff.
was not
Very
it.
loose. No, you know what? That came up on the list. This was AI generated, and one quiz question was Forrest Gump from Forrest Gump. So I was like, "Come on, AI, you got to be better than that."
You got to do the other guy with the no legs. Lieutenant
Well,
Dan.
Yeah, but it
I
was
looked
in
on the
there?
list for him.
No, damn it. You don't even put Lieutenant Dan.
That's an easy one.
I would have
Well,
got
these-
that.
That's an easy one.
That's an easy
one.
We need the
Lieutenant Dan.
But these
I
are
gotta pad my
these
stats.
are the main characters in the movie.
Okay.
So that's what makes it stick out, not just a military guy. In
So
a
who was the
a
first
military
one?
Captain John Miller.
H. Miller.
movie. All right,
I'm
look
going
up
to
that.
say. Damn, I was
Let's
gonna
give
say
it a
you take
guess.
the 2, and then I'll take the other one. I'll take.
I mean, you guys have to get-
Apocalypse Now.
You guys have
Apocalypse Now is
you
my
guys
guess.
have to get it right as a group because apparently it's harder than I anticipated.
Black
No,
Hawk
that makes it
Down.
harder. Well, I'd rather 3 guesses than.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
fair
do
enough.
3 guys.
I'll take Apocalypse Now.
Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
I said Platoon. Just
Okay, you're all wrong. Saving Private Ryan.
Son of a bitch, that's the main character, isn't it?
What?
He's
Isn't
Tom
Private Ryan
Hanks.
the main character?
Yeah.
No, Tom Hanks is the main character,
And
in
that's
Saving Private
loosely
Ryan.
based on a true story. I was going to guess
I
that.
said loosely. I
No, you
said very
said not.
loose. I said very loosely.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
that-
Saving
that
Private
protest, all right, I
Ryan.
should be 1
That
for 1,
is
man.
well. Another question.
I don't think I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
It's got the most
really
iconic opening
watch
scene in
military movies.
It's
at
got
all.
the most iconic scene.
You watch
opening
romance?
scene in military.
No,
history.
I watch like
Bromance movies?
no, but I don't watch really military movies.
Honestly, you
That's
should
right
probably
there.
watch that one. At
I'm
least
gonna
the
watch
first-
Saving Private
The first
Ryan. though.
15
Oh,
minutes
by the
is
way-
the most iconic beginning to a military movie ever.
I imagine it's not bad. I'm
And
just
this
saying.
I
is-
saw that in the theater in Savannah when it came out. It was amazing. I sat in the aisle. The theater was that full.
This is coming
Wow.
from whose spouse is family is from Normandy.
yes,
Ironically.
Facts.
yes,
So
We have to visit
moving
Normandy.
right along.
put it on your homework, brother.
yeah.
Yeah,
And in
what is
fact, since you've been to Normandy, you'll recognize a lot of like the
Yeah, the scenery.
the scenery.
This
and-
fellow has no rank. We're gonna say Pete Mitchell.
Pete Mitchell.
All right, this one's tough, I admit, because if I put his nickname, everyone will obviously
All right, so we got a
So-
nickname.
yes, he's known by his nickname
Top
in every
Gun.
movie. He's known by his nickname in every movie. So if I gave that away,
Goose.
it'd be
In
Now you
every
gotta think.
movie?
Boy,
In every movie,
There's-
That's
multiple.
what he said, right?
more than one. There's
More
than one.
Yeah.
really showing
There's
our
more
ass
than
here.
one.
This one.
Dude, you're killing us today.
I'm gonna
Bro.
say.
Not
Pete
giving
Mitchell.
any away.
Yeah, nothing.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
think I've
say,
given away enough.
Platoon.
You're saying
Full Metal
platoon in
Jacket.
every fucking question.
No, I said
Platoon.
Apollo Now. Last question.
Platoon.
Full Metal Jacket.
All right, fair enough. What's your official answer, sir?
In the army now.
By the way, yes, this does not include like corny
Pauly
movies
Shore.
like Ernest Goes to the Boot Camp. This is like actual blockbuster.
What was that Wayne's movie? When he was like,
Dude,
yelling
In the
at-
Army Now is a great movie.
That's
That's an excellent film.
All right, so Pete Mitchell. The answer
Who's
is
Pete Mitchell?
Top Gun.
Did I say
Pete-
Top Gun?
You
I
did. That was
I
not your
did.
final
You
And then-
answer.
retracted it. You
He
retracted
retracted
He
it.
didn't say yes. What?
I wasn't going to stop you. I need your
All right,
official
everyone's
submission. So he's,
over
he
two.
goes by
Over two.
Pete Maverick Mitchell.
Interesting.
But they never-
I figured like that name would stick out there. I saw that movie a lot of times, and I saw the sequel.
Yeah, but they called Maverick the whole thing.
They
Yeah.
did, but they say Mitchell. All right, going to number 3. Maybe you can save some face here. Sergeant Matt Eversman.
Yes.
Sergeant Matt Eversman.
I think blockbuster. You know,
I'm gonna say, what was that movie?
Have
with
we
the-
said it yet? Have we said the movie yet?
yeah.
Ooh,
came up, yeah.
ooh.
There's not many.
What was the movie?
Apocalypse
With,
Now, baby. I'm going Apocalypse Now.
Platoon.
No,
what was the movie with Chris Helmsworth and the
Oh,
horses?
Black Hawk
12
Down.
horses? Was that
Uh,
a movie?
that is a movie.
Cedar
Yes.
Pine Mine.
Mm-hmm.
But is
that
that your
very good.
final
So
answer?
this is the question.
That's my final answer. The 12 Horses movie.
Those characters,
was
is
it.
it? Would they be in the same movie that we already like? You already said, like, is it?
No, it was
Multiple
one that
movies?
came up in conversation.
Uh,
It wasn't a submission. It was just.
Oh, it
thrown
already
out
came up.
All right, so I'm sticking with Apocalypse Now. My first guess for number 1.
there. Okay. Going away from Platoon.
Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
We'll go
Platoon.
with that again.
Everyone's going back. Go back to the well.
Black Hawk Down. It
You
is.
son of a bitch on the board.
Congratulations.
On the board.
Congratulations. Now, this one I believe.
I had
is
two, technically.
All right, number
Chris
4 is a
Kyle.
household name. Chris Kyle.
Is
Chris
that American
Kyle.
Sniper? Was that,
That is
was that
American
it?
Sniper.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
was
get
American
that too.
Sniper.
I got to get on the board.
I saw that
Sir,
movie.
You want
I
to
saw
go
that.
against the
agree with
green?
Those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. That
Yeah,
is
that's
I'll take
the
layup,
American
baby. Let's
Sniper,
go.
Chris
So
Kyle.
Bradley Cooper,
Yep.
Yeah.
Marcus Luttrell.
Marcus Luttrell.
I
for
know
number
him.
5.
I just don't remember the name of the movie.
Oh, this is as a
Well,
CrossFitter.
talk
This
through
is,
it.
this is
What
a big.
movie was
This,
it?
this was a big CrossFit themed movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, Lone Survivor.
Ah.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I will.
I,
Yes, I'm sure.
I agree with his confidence.
Hold on.
That
That is correct. It is Lone Survivor.
Yes, every year
That's when I got up with that.
for Memorial Day, we do in CrossFit Universe, we do they're called Hero Wads, workouts of the day, and then a lot of them are tributes to like fallen soldiers or first responders, and there's one called Murph, and Murph was the guy was in that platoon or that unit with Marcus Luttrell in I believe it was Afghanistan.
Yes.
In the hills of Afghanistan, and they were like they lost comms and they were discovered by the locals, and everybody died except for Marcus Luttrell. But Murph became famous through that movie, really. But he was heroic in that effort, but he passed away. So every Memorial Day, most CrossFitters either on the day or around the day do the workout, which involves a 1 mile run buy-in, 100 push-ups. 100 pull-ups, 150 push-ups, and 200 air squats, and then finish it with another mile run, all with a weighted vest on.
100 pull-ups.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most
Typically,
people can't even do one.
You're correct. And
Are
most
these
people,
are these kipping?
Yeah. Well, you can do it however you want. But most people, first of all, most people just scale it. You can do it without the
Yeah.
vest. You can do it smaller number. It's fine. It's about the trip.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I imagine.
You scale it to something that's gonna be difficult. Like a lot of people do the half mile instead of the mile, and they'll do some smaller number of those things, and then a half mile finisher. And if you gotta do a walking, you do a walking. Just do it to the best of your ability. So that I do it, knock on wood, since I've been doing it. What's considered RX, just like that. But I partition the work in the middle. So I'll do 20 sets of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats.
Yeah, my ass ain't doing 100 pull-ups in one shot.
But yeah, but you do 5.
Yeah,
and
you gotta sprinkle that shit out.
It's a little easier,
I'm
yeah.
just like,
That's how I get it done.
Probably do 3.
I'm a thick boy, dude.
Same.
I can do 10 strict pull-ups.
Yeah.
I need a spotter for each
Yeah,
limb.
you can. But that's probably my limit straight.
Yeah, straight. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so you do 5, you do these push-ups and the squats, and you come back and do 5 more. But anyway.
So Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore,
This is
bro.
based semi-loosely based on a true story.
Okay. All
I
right.
can even narrow it down to conflict if you would like.
Yeah, let's go. Conflict. It was
All right, Vietnam.
Ooh.
Vietnam.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right. Well, I think
Soon,
I'll go
right?
platoon. I'll go platoon.
The
also.
Thin Red Line.
Close. Is
Oh,
that your
really?
official answer?
Yeah, that's my official
Do you
answer.
have one, sir?
Full metal jacket.
Platoon.
Okay. It is We Were Soldiers.
Oh.
Mel
We're soldiers. I don't know if I saw that one. to be
I don't
honest
think
with
I've
you.
seen
I
that
don't
one
think
either.
It's not a huge blockbuster, but it's still
I don't think I've
A-lister,
seen
Mel
We Were
Gibson.
Soldiers.
All right. Nobody has
That is
but
Mel
no one's
Gibson.
seen it.
I love Mel Gibson. I just watched the Mayan movie.
Oh, Apocalypto.
Apocalypto?
Yeah. I go
Good
through these
movie.
spurts where I'll watch
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a director
That's a
of like
trip
all
movie.
of his shit.
Yeah.
Like I watch Apocalypto.
You know, he used
I saw
locals.
the Passion of Christ again.
He actually used locals from Central America, indigenous people, and had them speaking the actual indigenous language.
Bro, that was a great movie.
It was a
It was a
good
rock.
underrated movie.
Dude, Mel
When they're
Gibson.
bouncing them heads down,
I
and
know
throwing the
not a
bodies
lot,
off the temple.
bro. I know not a lot of people. Some people don't like Mel Gibson, but I think he's dope.
Listen,
I'm
if
just
people
saying.
are still playing fucking Michael Jackson on the radio, I can watch a Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay.
All right, moving on to number 7.
Make a change.
Sergeant. Yeah. The man.
Sorry, Hartman. I deployed
Sergeant
with him.
Hartman. Sergeant Hartman. I can't get Phil Hartman out of my head. I don't think he's in the military movies.
I thought
Easy
this
now.
would be easy.
Good
I
catch,
thought.
good catch.
You thought this was gonna be easy?
But this one
Sergeant
particularly.
Hartman. Sergeant, I'm gonna go Apocalypse now.
Hey, you're allowed to
going too well,
repeat
man.
guesses.
You're
You're
going too well.
allowed to repeat guesses. That's Ken's official.
Band of Brothers is.
I will say though, the name of the movie did come up as we were speaking since we started
The
this.
Thin Red Line.
Okay, that's
Full
your
Metal
answer.
There you go. There you go.
It is Full Metal Jacket.
Hey,
Hey,
on the board. Look at that. Hey,
So I'm
fist
gonna-
bump.
We had 15.
I'm gonna plant an audio file in your head. Remember the beginning of the movie? I am senior. What is it? I am Sergeant Gunnery Hartman, your senior drill instructor.
Oh,
That was like the
Arms,
first-
whatever?
That
Oh
was
no, that was I'm thinking.
No, that's the beginning, right?
That's the beginning,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
I
beginning.
was thinking the movie with
He was a real drill sergeant, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a real
Yes,
drill.
he was,
He was
yeah.
great in that role.
Yeah,
It was a good
excellent.
movie.
You know, in that movie, he was actually
It is.
he wasn't cast in that movie. He was the advisor. Like he was a
Yeah, and then they
military
put his
guy.
ass
They're
in the
like, "Put this
thing."
guy in the movie. He's good.
They're like, he can act.
Yeah, he
just
barely
be
went
you.
on
So he
dude.
didn't act. Just do
Yeah,
it. Do what you do right there.
Torture these people.
He was trying to teach an actor to do what he does. Like, sir, go back to your trailer. We're using you.
You're fired.
Yeah.
That was all ad
Look at your day's pay.
Who knew? I didn't know that. That's a good fun fact.
Yeah. Sergeant number 8, Sergeant William James. William.
That's another generic name.
Yeah.
Let me give you
William
some
James.
clues. Some clues. No cheating. All right, I didn't like this movie. I thought it was too.
Oh, I already know. I already know.
Like-
I already
I
know.
was like, we're friends then, but
I
don't
didn't
know.
hate it, but I couldn't. I just couldn't get into it. It was
I can't remember.
too Hollywood. I think like teenagers.
A lot of
would have
people
liked
said
it.
that about this movie.
Battleship.
No.
Okay.
It's about that guy, the EOD guy. The EOD.
Oh,
I can't think of
dude.
the title though.
Oh my god. And then he was basically had a suicide.
Was it
wish.
something on the wire, Beyond the Wire, something on the wire?
Yeah. No. That's a
guessing-
Kanye West song.
I will give it.
Through the Wire.
I
I know what
yeah.
movie you're talking about. Oh my
Can
god.
you describe it?
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
good.
he's an EOD guy.
Yeah, he's escaped
wearing-
from the installation.
and then he goes back.
goes
right?
rogue.
He goes back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes back to his wife, and then he's like, I have to go back. And then we're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, he's getting a divorce.
Again.
Again.
Brian, do you have an official answer?
No, I do not.
Well, I'll give it to you. You were correct. It is the Hurt Locker.
Yes,
Hurt
that's it. The Hurt
Locker.
Locker. That
It
was,
was a
sitting
little
on the
too over the top
of
for
my
me.
tongue.
I'm like, come on.
No, that's
bro.
wild.
It got
Dude,
that
we're
rap.
not-
I heard that from more people than you. I heard that was a common theme in the.
Yeah,
I
they
got
were
to
just
work
drinking
with some of
booze
the-
out of the bottle like that. Ain't
I got to
happening.
work with some of the EOD guys in Saudi because they had a crew there, so they had their like own area, and
You're also not going rogue on your own. On
yeah,
Twitter.
so they talked about that. I saw the movie then in Saudi Arabia, and then I talked to them about it, and I was like, like I saw the movie and stuff like that. I don't know much about EOD, and they were like, that movie's fucking nuts. No, and they said specifically that they were like, who the fuck would go, does he want to die? Like,
You don't blend in, sir, in any way. All right.
Lieutenant Dick Best.
I mean, it's a great name.
Is this an adult film?
It is not the rated X.
that meme of Ron Jeremy was like,
Dude, I met Ron Jeremy at a small in the bathroom.
whoa,
At a-
was there a hole in the stall that I should know about?
At
Which
a-
end of that hole were you at?
At a small airport in North Carolina, and I'm standing, and I'm just like,
Was he tap
I
dancing his
know
feet in the stall?
I was like, that's fucking Ron Jeremy. And then I talked to him afterwards. I was
Yeah.
just like, he looks
I
like a
believe so. I'm
homeless
pretty sure he's in
man.
prison right now.
Oh,
he
yeah?
definitely did time. For
Well,
sure.
he looks like a homeless man. And
I
I
heard about him
don't,
on a podcast recently where he was like an extra in a movie, and like he went to the craft services and loaded up like 10 lunches to go to take home to eat.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was like he was on Skid Row type of deal.
oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Porn's
Well,
not a good job.
yeah. Google that. You know,
Yeah, I wouldn't
See-
call that fall from grace. It's going from like one.
Yeah, that was
to
a really
another.
fall
That's
from
like a
grace.
lateral
I
step.
mean, yeah, he was diddling girls that maybe were underage back in those days when he was famous, but he was kind of living a charmed life.
Here
if
we
you
are
will.
talking about him.
Anyway, so Dick Best.
I think this is a long shot.
This is a long shot.
Thin red line. That's my
All
one
right,
where
that's
where
good.
I don't know. I'm going
It
with
was a
that.
good action movie. I liked it.
Rambo.
I don't
I'm
think-
going to go Rambo.
Ooh.
Well, John Rambo had started that movie. Shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't Predator either.
No,
This one-
Predator's coming up.
I think this was an underrated movie.
Underrated.
Yeah, my
I
opinion.
got nothing, man.
I really
Dick
think
Best.
I
I got
well,
nothing.
Do you also have nothing,
I have
Brian?
I go
Apocalypse
with
now.
Thin Red Line.
Apocalypse now.
Thin Red
Midway. If you haven't seen the movie,
Midway?
It's a great movie.
No, I never
It's a
seen
great movie. Any
Is it about a
movie?
boat? Was he on a boat?
It was.
Midway? It sounds like a boat.
It was like the air campaign, the Battle of Midway in World War II on the Japanese side.
That was a
Mm,
great game on Atari.
That-
1942 about the Battle of Midway. I played a lot.
Well,
oh, that was on the Atari.
Oh yeah, I'll date myself. That was it. I played that game. The game was called 1942.
the way I break it down. Any movie me and my 11 or 12-year-old son can watch is a good movie because it's two categories of different people. So we
Mm.
both enjoyed it. So I would recommend it if you have not seen Midway. Go for it.
Number 10, Chris Taylor. Another obscure name. Never heard of.
Chris
Yeah,
Taylor.
I got this one too.
Apocalypse Now.
All right,
You already
this-
used that platoon.
man.
Bulldog Jack.
you can resubmit other previous entries. It did come up before.
Ooh.
Oh, it did come up before.
It did come up before, yeah.
Chris
I'm
Taylor.
not good with the movie trivia.
Yeah, well, it came up. Maybe you think it's something you already heard.
I already forgot all the other movies.
Well, you
Saving
can-
Private Ryan.
There's only one, and that was number one. That was the first question. So we don't duplicate because it's the best.
Oh, there is no
Name.
duplicate.
No.
No,
Oh no,
this
I
is
thought
the
you
main
said it was
character.
another
Those are
one.
one-hit wonders.
No, this is a movie that you guys said more than one.
Oh, we've
several
said
times.
more.
Several
The Thin
times.
Red Line.
Pretty much from each of you have said it at least once for the
Ooh,
most
Platoon?
part.
All right, here we go.
Is that your official answer?
Is it
That's my
Platoon?
official answer.
Apocalypse Now.
Thin Red
I'm nervous. Apocalypse Now.
Thin Red Line.
That is Platoon.
Hey,
you
you
went
got more than
fast.
me. You got two
Hey,
already.
Charlie
I'm just guessing at
Sheen.
this point.
Listen, you're
Charlie
guessing and you're beating me by one.
Yeah, you're doing great. I got one. I
All right, Captain Benjamin Keating.
That sounds
Captain
familiar.
Benjamin Keating.
It should sound
Keating.
familiar.
Keating.
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 You should
Dead
know
Poet
this one.
Society.
Oh, not quite.
Not
I don't know if
military.
I don't know if the main character served.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Robin
gonna say-
Williams.
I'm gonna say Officer and a Gentleman.
Definitely not him. But yes, this was a Afghanistan
Nope.
themed movie.
Not Officer and a
I think
Gentleman.
it was also
12 Horses.
No, but I know that one as well. That was another option.
That was a great movie.
That was a great movie. But this one is based off a true story. True story.
Oh, dude, is
With,
this the one with
Bob
is
Keating.
this one with Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, not Benghazi.
No, that wasn't
what's
13
it? You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
Yeah, it's 18 hours, 14 hours, 12 hours.
13 hours.
13 hours.
13. Is that 12 or 18?
But that was Libya, not Afghanistan.
Not Libya. Yeah.
Benghazi.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got nothing.
Nothing. All right. Outpost. The Outpost.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I never.
You
I
guys
don't
gotta
know
see.
what
It's a
that is.
great
Movie
movie.
Red
I
Line.
thought you would because like the main character, there was
Sounds like one I'd
Captain
want to
Ben
watch.
Shkii. It is. It was based on a true story. They for some reason put this fob at the bottom of the mountain, surrounded by mountains, so they're just looking.
Oh,
down.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was like one of the most blunderous choices of all the entire Afghanistan. Blunderous. It was a blunderous choice.
All right. Was that Johnny Rico?
Johnny Rico,
Next
Starship
one.
Troopers.
What is your guess, sir?
Starship Troopers.
Anybody else would like to guess? Oh, we're going into the sci-fi.
Johnny Rico.
Starship Troopers.
Sound like that girl from Johnny Rico.
Johnny Rico.
Come on, you got to know this one.
Johnny Rico.
Not a clue.
I guess you're not giving any faith in Mr. Nick here. He was
I
pretty
know-
passionate
I
about
know
his answer.
I'm 300%.
I'm gonna say 300. Actually, I'll say 300. That was a military movie.
That was a military.
Brian, would you like to officially submit an answer?
I'll go with Nick's answer.
There you go.
You were wise. It is
Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
I read that book. I've seen that movie like a million times. I love
It's
that movie.
it's a classic.
Number
especially
13.
that shower
We got a
scene.
nickname.
Dude, that's a great one.
The
Yeah.
nickname's got to be a giveaway.
Major Alan Dutch Sheffield. That's a Predator. Schaefer.
That does sound like
That's
a
the first
name.
Predator movie. That was Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger's
feel like there was definitely a couple nicknames.
main character's name, Dutch.
I don't know
Right?
what this is.
Is that your submission?
Yeah,
officially?
Predator.
Yeah.
First
Oh,
Predator.
can I get one?
Yeah. What's this?
Predator.
It is Predator.
Yeah, it's Predator.
Yeah.
Hey, we got 3.
Yeah,
I think we got
the
over
meme
3.
now
We
with the
did
black
it.
hand and the non-black
We
hand.
did it.
Yeah. You cooked up a story and threw the 8 of us in a meat grinder.
All right, 14. Captain Stephen Hiller.
Captain. Oh my God.
That's what I was hoping for. That it would tease your brain a little bit.
That's sitting in my head somewhere. I don't
Come
know
on.
the name of the
Hiller.
movie.
Oh, yes. This is also sci-fi-ish.
Fuck.
I don't
Just
know
took
much
my
I'm
guess
a-
out of my mind.
Nerd, so I'm going to say this is partly true. But that's just me being a...
All right,
Captain-
we're
Conspiracy
really
Oh,
theory.
Independence Day.
Ken, do you have a...
Independence Day.
Brian, do you have a...
Independence
I gave away too much of it. It is Independence Day.
When you start thinking
What?
any conspiracies, it's fucking aliens.
I was, dude, I was just like, I'm like, conspiracy?
I gave up too much.
Independent. I want Independence Day to kind of be real.
All right, to wrap it up, number 15, Major William Cage.
Also sci-fi.
Major William.
This was
Cage.
one of my favorite sci-fi movies. Not based off anything whatsoever, but I think it was very entertaining and clever.
Hmm.
I'll even go a step further and give you the name, the real actor's name,
Okay.
Tom Cruise. And no, it's not Maverick.
Major William Cage.
What's the one
This
with
is
the
a
stunts?
sci-fi.
Well, he does all of his own
Wars of
stunts.
the World or something like that.
No,
Where he goes like,
no,
That's
no.
a good one. That's a good one.
That is a good movie, but
That
it
is
is
a good
not
one.
that.
Yeah, it's not that.
I'm not telling you it is or not.
Major William
He
Cage.
does those
And
thrillers,
it's a
he does the stunts.
sci-fi,
What's that?
right?
That's a
You're
series.
saying it's a sci-fi movie.
Very, very strictly sci-fi. That's military based.
Hmm.
Major William Cage, Tom Cruise, sci-fi.
That does sound like
I'll
God,
give you.
I'm gonna
I'll
be
give you a
so-
clear
be
clue,
so fucking
just
angry
for
when
the
you
sake
say
of
it.
knowing if you'll get it. It's pretty much parallels Groundhog Day.
Oh my God. It's a movie where he keeps The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Edge
Wasn't
of Tomorrow.
close.
It was also so The
Cue
Edge
up
of Tomorrow
applause.
was a manga, if I'm correct. It was a Japanese manga.
Really?
Oh,
Yes,
A
it
little
was.
snippet there.
Edge of Tomorrow.
What is Japanese manga?
It's a fucking Japanese comic book.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's what the
like
Japanese
anime,
people
it's
call
like anime,
comic
it's like anime.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a
same
great
shit.
movie.
What's the ones the series he's in where he's like a James Bond type shit?
Oh shit! Sounds
Mission
like-
Impossible.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna try to say that. But I couldn't
That's
remember what it was.
American Mission. That's American James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my guess. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
But it was,
I actually prefer Mission Impossible over James Bond. Sorry, Brits.
all right. So we're well over
We
time,
won.
guys. We are well over time.
Yeah, we are well over time because this was a long game.
Long, torturous game. And we apologize.
Yeah.
Well, next
I
time,
imagine some people were yelling
Yeah.
for
There's probably
anyone
some movie
watching.
buffs out there.
Yeah.
You know, you got one up on us, folks. You're better than us at something. Definitely better than me and Brian because we didn't do a lot.
But thank you very much, Brian, for
Yes, absolutely.
coming
Thanks for having
today
me.
and all the information
Yes.
on K9
And
Operation
one more
K9
time
Beethoven.
on the website and the socials.
So it's OperationK9Beethoven.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. All the information is on our website, like I said. And once again, guys, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. We'll
Thank
hope
you
to have
for
you
your
again.
services. Thank
We
you
are
so much.
privileged, and we'll
Look
tell you
forward
what.
to coming back on, maybe.
We look forward to you
course.
guys coming back on. We're
Absolutely.
gonna have a couple of repeat guests. We'd like you to be one of them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks
course.
for attending, folks, and make sure to reach out. I mean, like you said, he has no waiting list. So if you think you could use these services in your life, or you have a loved one you think can, make it happen. Hook them all up. We'll wrap it up there. And thanks again to Armed Forces Brewing Company for this amazing platform. And thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. And we'll do better next time.
I got to say one last thing. I know Tyreek couldn't make it here. He had to take an emergency trip to the hospital. He's okay. He'll be back next week.
Is it the knee thing?
No, blood pressure.
Okay.
Got all my end problems.
Listen, we're not getting any younger, folks. But
Yes.
great. All right.
Take
we'll see
care
you
of
guys
each
next
other.
week. Most
Hey,
likely
wait,
Tyreek will be in
hold
that
on.
chair. Hold on. Time out.
There were a bunch of people who were on the chat.
Oh, look at that.
Normally we
Okay.
would say something when my wife, the engineer, is here.
Yes,
But
we didn't have
thank
anybody
you,
in that seat
everybody,
watching the
for,
screen.
Messaging. We
Yes.
really appreciate
Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you
thanks,
all.
guys. We apologize for not
Thank
addressing
you.
you guys live. We will address these comments live when we have somebody in that seat. Today we did not. We were short in person. But again, we're ironing out some kinks, and we're glad you guys are here for this ironing out of kinks.
Week
as we,
3.
Yeah,
Week
week
3.
3, baby. We're getting there. We're getting there.
His
Well,
head is shinier. I don't know if you've
I'm
noticed.
listening. It's about 80 degrees in here. And we're going to work on getting those comments on the TV that's next to the camera,
Yes.
facing us, that you don't see off camera, so that we can actually see them scrolling as they come down. But I want that to be a bigger part of this show.
Yeah, we're going to work
Because
on that technical issue.
Yeah, that
Bear with us.
bear with us.
Bear with
It's going to
us.
give us content too, so that we're interactive. But thank you again for your comments, guys.
Yep.
And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Yes, and our featured guest will be a veteran and an inventor.
An inventor.
Yep. He's like a weird nerd scientist, kind of ADD type, but he's
This sounds like a good one. A
Yeah.
banger, if you will.
it's banger.
All right, and cut.
Thank you, everybody.
Fine. Thanks.